This is Gary Atansi with CNTV, and today we're in Denver, Colorado. I am here at Porcellino Salumi, brand new for 2015. They have been providing the highest quality of Colorado cured meats, not only for the locals here, but visitors as well. I'm here with the owners, Brian and Bill. Guys, thanks so much for joining us here today. Let's start off, first of all, let's begin with you, Brian. Share with me a little bit how you got involved in this type of industry and what led you here to the doors here.
Well, I have a culinary degree and have been cooking most of my life, or at least professional life.
Forever and ever.
When I moved to Denver, I ended up getting to work with some really talented chefs. Worked at Adega with Brian Moscatello and Mirepoix when he had that open. Worked at Luca d'Italia with Frank Bonanno, and then also did a little stint with Alex over at Fruition. And so I kind of worked at some higher end places, moved away up to the mountains north of Steamboat, worked on a ranch up there. When I came back down, ended up trying to get out of the culinary industry and getting into a finance degree. While I was doing that, I ended up working with Bill at the catering shop at Relish Catering, and kind of did some experimenting there with messing around with making andouille and whatnot, and that kind of led to bacon, and then just some other messing around with cured meats. And once we kind of realized what we had and the possibilities, because there's not really a type of place like this in Denver, we decided to explore a little further, and here we are.
And here we are. Let me ask you this, Bill. You yourself, you're a chef. You're formally educated in your culinary arts, but you too have been around Colorado, bouncing around, as you say, sharing the trade out there. You've been here in Colorado for pretty much over 2 decades here. How is it you got involved, and is the story he's explaining here, is that pretty much how it goes?
Yeah, I mean, it all started when Brian was working in my kitchen, and had a brilliant idea of messing around and trying to figure out how to make cured meats, and it just kind of all came from that. We both have 20 years experience cooking in kitchens, and felt like there was a niche to be filled in Denver as far as naturally made, organic, locally cured meats. So that's where we are right now.
You guys seen the void and you went at it. Before we discuss everything you guys do here under one roof, let's talk first of all about the definition of salumi. Why don't we share with the viewers what that's all about?
It's essentially the Italian word for salami, or in plural. In French, they use charcuterie. Italian, it's salumi. So it's just cured meats.
So we're talking about cured meat. The actual word itself is derived from that. Basically, it gained its popularity because of the fact in Europe they could actually store this stuff in room temperature. Is that still the case?
Well, we cure it at 60 degrees, so it's sitting at a higher temperature than what would be refrigeration typically. Do you want to explain that a little better, Brian?
Yeah, the term that the health department likes to use is shelf stable. So it is essentially shelf stable at room temperature, but we and they both recommend you refrigerate it.
I mean, when you say all in-house cured meat, we're talking about there's a lot of magic that goes on in the back there, obviously, what I'm seeing right here.
Oh, there's so much going on back there. We're messing around with lamb and bison and beef, and it's not just all pork. Il Porcellino means the little pig in Italian. It's kind of the basis for the business was cured pork, but being from here in Colorado and what we're doing, we wanted to mess around with things that are raised here, like lamb and bison, and we're going to get into some other cool stuff, duck eventually. We've been doing a little bit with rabbit as well. So
when you guys say your in-house curing program is Colorado cured, very important for you to have it locally produced here, locally sourced as well. Is that right?
We decided that, when we first started messing around with cured meats, the only way we could really have access to do some of the pieces that we wanted to do, we had to source whole animals. So working with that and finding farms and whatnot to do that, it allowed us to kind of realize that there's a lot that Colorado has to offer in that sense. And so we kind of decided, why not keep the money in Colorado, support locally and allow them. I mean, it allows us to have access to talk to them about their animals, the breeds. We use specifically heritage breed pigs, and talk about how they feed them, how they handle them, take care of them, and and how they harvest them, and it allows us to understand the process for us to better understand what type of product we're getting, and also how we can utilize that product itself.
It's also interesting for the people that come in to eat it as well, knowing that what was created from around here. Some of these processes, I mean, we're talking pretty labor intensive. We're not talking easy process. So we're saying meats like prosciutto as well as pastrami. We're not talking days, but sometimes months that go into the process. Does that make it fascinating for you?
Some of the meats hang and dry for over a year. I mean, we like to age some of them for maybe up to 3 years. We've got some country hams hanging right now, which is a southern style cured meat, and it's kind of spice rubbed and cured, and it's been cold smoked, and we like to let them go for probably up to 2 years. So the flavor just gets better and better the longer that they hang. So
that is amazing. And when you guys say whole animal butchery, we're talking about whole muscle. I mean, that's a pretty big process, I would imagine.
yeah, definitely.
I mean, whole animal. We bring in about a pig a week, and so we get them in and skin them. I mean, we get skin on and everything. We bring them in, and it allows us to kind of break them down in a method that we want, and utilize the pieces where we need to and would like to.
So like you say, total utilization, be it bison, lamb, duck, pork, beef. I mean, people that walk through the doors here, they're bound to find something that they love when it comes to meat.
We're using the whole animal. I mean, everything from the skin on the pigs we use for chicharrones. We use the meat from the animal's head to make head cheese. Literally using the whole animal. The bones get used for stock, bone broth, things of that nature. So nothing's going to waste.
I mean, one of the things that makes you guys unique, really, that really kind of caught my eye to your business was the fact that you've got a lot of production going on the backside there, but you've also got a retail storefront. That makes it really unique. I mean, so we're talking about folks it's not only happening right there, but they can actually take it home with them tonight.
Yeah, I think we're the first of this type of business in the entire state where people can come in and buy our cured meats that we make here to take home. There's restaurants that cure in-house, but you have to eat them there at the restaurant. You can't buy them to take them home. So I think that's what distinguishes us and makes us unique to Colorado right now.
Excellent. That's kind of neat. When you guys were out there looking at other places, you probably seen that void that was needed there. Folks, obviously, they can take the meat right home, put it in their favorite dish. What about for folks that are not sure how to prepare it? You guys even have a deli right here that's going to give you some great ideas as well.
They can just eat our sandwiches right here, take the sandwiches home, either way. So we're actually, hopefully this spring, we're going to get our beer and wine liquor license and open up for happy hour in the evenings a couple nights a week and do some fun small plates and just have fun with the wonderful products we have here to use. So for me as a chef, it's incredible to be able to use this stuff.
Absolutely. As a meat lover myself, I asked, well, we got to find these guys because of the fact that, I mean, you guys probably have the freshest meat in all of Denver right in your deli because you're not shipping it in. It's coming right from the back.
It's as fresh as you get, but then we cure it and preserve it. And the basis of the business model was we're making a product that's shelf stable, that's not going to spoil. So we're not losing anything.
What about for folks that are looking for something on the lighter side like that, or soups or salads? That stuff you provide as well.
Yeah, we have soups, salads. We're trying to make a couple vegetarian soups always, try to do some gluten-free options so that there's options for anybody that comes to visit us.
Obviously, not only the relationships, Brian, that you guys have built in the past, but building relationships here locally. I mean, how have the neighbors here, how have they embraced you?
The business owners here have been great. This neighborhood is really a tight-knit group. When the business owners, they're very helpful in what they can do. Even business-wise, some great businesses down here in the neighborhood. We're actually kind of starting some collaboration with Called Arms Brewing Company down the street, a great group of guys over there. And so it's been really great. And then even just the neighborhood itself, we feel very fortunate to have landed here. The neighbors, all our neighbors that stop in, we've got quite a few regulars that are coming in now, and to be able, I mean, all we hear is that they're happy for us to be here, and we turn around and say, we're happy that.
Good. Bill, are the people kind of surprised when they walk in and realize how much you got going on in the back?
No, I think most people know what we're doing. The word's starting to spread, and it's definitely a mutual feeling of we just feel blessed to be here and thrilled to be in the Berkeley neighborhood and part of this amazing community right now.
You're not only tapping into both your guys' experience you've gained throughout the years, but you're tapping into the relationships that you have with a lot of others in the same industry. I think that's pretty powerful. Viewers, take take a look at the bottom of the screen right there, what you're going to see is their website. First of all, on the website, take a look at their menu. That'll get your creative juices flowing right off and decide you want to come in and have something great. Also, take a look at all the different types of products that they offer out there. I mean, this really is a meat lover's dream right here. We're talking about bacon, sausage, pork, pepperoni. Those are just a few that they offer here. A lot going on, sometimes many months, if not close to the year mark in the making, basically like Bill shared there. Let me ask you this, Bill, like you said, you bounced around Colorado a little bit, sharing your art. Is it kind of nice to find a place you call home and being able to bring it all together?
It's nice to work for yourself. That's for sure. Brian and I are both enjoying it thoroughly. I think it's been a long time coming. We spent over 3 years planning this business, and we're both feeling very comfortable where we're at and where it's going, and just really looking forward to the future and what's going to happen with this business. So
that is fantastic. Let me ask you, Brian, basically we live in a beautiful state of Colorado. This is what you guys have chosen. The seasons around here change all the time. Do the seasons actually make a difference on what goes on in the back room and what you guys provide?
We've been messing around a little bit, like seasonally.
Yeah.
It's kind of interesting. Pork is one of those products that what the animal feeds on actually reflects very much so in how the flavor it comes out. We haven't quite dialed it into the sense of understanding it truly, but we got some pigs in that were fed pumpkins right around what was left over from Halloween and whatnot. So it's going to be interesting for us to kind of figure out how the flavors in the product itself change over the seasons, depending on what they're fed on. But also too, like with the deli and whatnot, our menu is changing seasonally. It allows us that once a lot of the Western Slope starts producing, that we can bring in a lot of vegetables and stuff that unfortunately this time of year is not available to us. But seasonally, this place is pretty much set up to accommodate as such.
I love it. Last time, viewers, take a look at the bottom of the screen right there. You're going to see their contact information. Check out their website, but most importantly, if you're here in the Berkeley neighborhood, come down and check them out. Basically, really easy, accessible, nice little shop they got here. A lot of magic going on in the back room there. You can see a lot of meats hanging as well. And they're basically marked by Thrillist as the best new deli starting out right here in Denver, Colorado, providing something that nobody else has offered. We're talking about production right here in-house as well as a retail front, so you can take some of these great meats home. That is Il Porcellino Salumi. This is Gary Atencio with CNTV, and if you don't know, now you know.